guys, welcome back to Elune. I've got another quick video for you. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, but there is a lot of content to go over. Guys, if you find this helpful whatsoever, if you find it interesting, or if you find some tips in here that actually work for you, then please take the time to like and subscribe and support the channel. It may be frowned upon by some. As a matter of fact, by the United States, it's greatly frowned upon. And what we're going to do is we're going to end up spying on the enemy team. It's been around for ages, and it is available in the game. Not sure if people have thought about this before, but if you want an advantage for your team, if you want to be able to win the alliance battle, then you may want to take advantage of this. But keep in mind, there might be some information there that is a little bit of a trap. What I'm talking about is spying on our enemies. So here's what we're going to do. We got the new content in the game, and it's called the Alliance Battle. So we're going to go to our Alliance. We're going to go to Alliance Battle. And if we take a look here, we're going to see that our team is on the left-hand side, their team is on the right-hand side. What you do is you basically pick somebody from the enemy team, and you want to attack them. What you can't see from here is what enemies they actually have on their team. So they have a team CP of 102,880, right? So I know that they're pretty strong, but I don't know who those characters are. Now, I'll tell you that more than likely those characters are probably going to be the same ones that they have currently set up as their defense, because who's going to take the time and effort to set up a defense in their regular air battles and not use it here? It's working for them there, so they're thinking it's going to work for them here, even though the game is a little bit different in this area. So what we'll do is we will go and we will check them out and see what we can do. So we'll use this gentleman here as an example, and here is the first way that you can do that. You're going to go to your friend, and now we're going to go to add a friend, search. Alright, we're not going to request. We're going to hit the little house right next to it. Now we know that more than likely his defense is set up like this. There's a good chance anyhow that his air battle defense is going to be the same as his battle defense in the war. So we can determine whether or not these are what individuals we want to fight during the war. If this is not the person we want to fight, then we don't have to fight them. We can pick somebody else. We can spy on them, and we can determine if that's the team that we want to go in for. So if I'm not worried about Fahrenheit because I have a great counter for that, then I can go ahead and attack this guy, no big deal. So just an advantage for you there, possibly. Now if they're smart and they're looking out for this type of thing, then maybe they'll set up a different type of defense so that they can kind of trap you. So maybe you're expecting Fahrenheit, but they have somebody else in place of Fahrenheit. So with that being said, there's a second way that you can check that out, and that is to go into your replay, and quite possibly somebody that you have fought from the enemy team, if you've been playing a lot of air battle, is going to be one of your enemies here that you've already fought and possibly defeated. You can see how they had their defense set up. You can also see how you won the fight, how that fight went down, if it was an easy win or if it was a difficult win. So you can take it from there. This one would be a little bit more time consuming because you have to scroll through and see all the fights that you've had, and there's no guaranteed chance that you've actually fought that enemy there. So moving right along, we're going to go into the new roulette event that is available. And the first special event is the roulette event. You're going to go down here. It tells you all about it, how to get points, so on and so forth. But basically, as you're playing the game, you're going to be getting points. Then you spin the wheel. It's going to give you one of these rewards. The next event that we have available is going to be the Ruby Rebate Reward. If you have purchased some things, then you can claim the rewards from this event. If you have spent 500 rubies, which I have done over the past 2 days, then you get to claim not only the 5 premium summons, but you also can claim the 2 epic skill books, which I'm doing now. Sent to my mailbox. Okay, so those events are happening right now, but also we have the special event that is going on, which if you see right here, it's called the Fantastic Fall Event. You saw the background already on my page. Basically what you do is you go into Adventure, you play the game. As you play the game, you collect these little lucky pouches, which come in bronze, silver, and gold. As you collect those pouches and turn those in, you will earn the rewards that are over on the right hand side, which you can see are pretty awesome. So make sure that you're going in there, you're playing the game, playing through adventure. Probably the best way to do that is by going into your quest. Unless you've already got a way that is maxed out, then you probably want to go through your quest and get those things done so that you are multitasking. We have the fall event. You can see there, that's what the background looks like. And let's go into the new gear that is available. We can go into our shop and I'll show you where you can pick that gear up. You go down here where it says World Boss, and you can see that for 2,500 you get the exclusive gear, which is epic or legendary, one of those two. For 1,500 you get epic gear, and for 6,000 you get legendary gear. I don't recommend spending the 6,000 just to get the legendary gear, because there are some really great epics in the game, and also you need stones that you get from destroying that gear so that you can upgrade the gear that you actually do have. So what if you get a bad pull, you can use that to upgrade your gear. So I go for the 2,500, get the exclusive gear. If it's epic or legendary for one of my heroes, then I'll keep it. If it's not, then I'll destroy it, and I'll utilize those stones so that I can upgrade that gear, which, by the way, if we go to Elunes, I can show you that I have it here. On the bottom right, you'll see the Kuzai, which is, I'm probably saying that wrong. You have the Kuzai there, and mine is +3 because I've upgraded it 3 times, and as you upgrade it, you get different things, different bonuses attached to it. So my physical resistance has gone up by 138 because I've upgraded it those 3 times. But also what it does in this particular moment for me, it gives Fierce Cry level +1. So if my Fierce Cry was 6, then it would go up to 7. Currently my Fierce Cry is 5, so now it's going to go up to 6. Do the World Boss battle so that you can get those points, and you can apply those towards getting the gear that is going to be working for you. If it doesn't work for you, then that's okay. Go ahead and get rid of it, and then go to enhance and enhance it utilizing those stones that you see right there, the L enhanced stones. Elune is actually talking about adding 2 heroes every month. 2 new Elunes every month should be coming our way. They're also talking about the ability to change your heroes out by changing maybe their colors, their costumes, so on and so forth, to make your hero, your Elune, more unique than everybody else's. So you can make your Elune different than everybody else's. We're not all looking the same. We have different color schemes. Maybe we have a different costume. We don't all have to look the same, which in my personal opinion is a great thing about the game. I like having something that is different than everybody else, and any adjustments that we can make that makes ours unique is something that I would really enjoy seeing in the game, and they're talking about doing that. Alright guys, let's go over those heroes that I was talking about that have been recently added to the game. And the first one here, I'm sure I'm pronouncing this wrong, is Megid, or Megid, I'm not sure. But anyhow, if we look at her, the first one is a normal attack, so no big deal there. The special is pretty cool, but not one of the main benefits of having her. For PvP, she's going to be crazy, but it's going to be because of her passives. So let's look at her special here. It says, with the help from the Harpies, a sliver of divine authority has been bestowed. Cast enhanced buff on an ally that increases damage, reduces damage received, and increases healing received. And as you upgrade that, obviously all those numbers go higher. So that's going to be the special. If you look at the ultimate, she shoots a powerful burning laser from her eyes and deals magic damage to all enemies, and casts enhanced buff that increases all resistance rate of all allies by, at this level, 30% for 3 turns. However, as you level it up, it will go higher, obviously. So it goes all the way up to 50% for 4 turns. So you're placing a buff on everybody whenever you utilize that skill. So if you place that buff on everybody, see, it says to all enemies, and cast enhanced buff that increases all resistance rates of all allies. So that's everybody given a buff right there. Her special only buffs 1 Elune. Her ultimate buffs all of your Elunes. And then we get into her passive. So her passive says, possesses an absolute power that can fell anyone who dares disturb the divine eyes. Receives a turn immediately after defeating an enemy. This effect is not consecutive. Attack is increased by 30% during this turn. So she's going to do more damage during that second turn that she gets from defeating an enemy. And that's obtained at 2 stars. Her passive 2, this is where it starts to get really good. She is the invisible one. A body is there, but the eyes cannot see it. An existence is there, but none dare approach it. If there are at least 2 allies with more HP, you will not become a target of attacks or counterattacks. Obtained at 4 stars. So you would want to make sure that you have at least 2 heroes with HP that is higher than hers. Sure, you want hers to be high because some of her stuff is based off of her HP, but you want 2 other Elunes on your team to have higher HP so that this is effective. She can't be touched. She can't even be targeted whatsoever. So that is definitely something that is going to be beneficial when you're playing PvP. Now look at the passive 3. This is what really makes her great in PvP. So Osiris's gift. A part of Osiris's power has been granted to you, allowing you to bless the allies who stand beside you. Allies that have fallen while holding Medjed's buff will be immediately revived with 30% of Medjed's max HP once she receives a turn. Has a cooldown of 4 turns, obtained at 6 stars. So let's say that everybody on the team gets wiped out in one fatal swoop, with the exception of her because she was unable to be targeted or whatever the case is. Let's just say somehow she survives, but everybody else dies. When it becomes her turn, as long as she's still alive, then everybody on the team would be revived if she had buffed everybody on the team. If she had buffed one person on the team, then that one person would be revived. I can see how this would be very beneficial in PvP. So Nasser is right here, and we'll go over his skills real quick. But what's really cool about him is also his passive, and I'm finding that a lot of passives kind of make or break the heroes here. So the special, basically it's going to decrease the damage that you take while you're channeling. The ultimate creates an infinite vortex using a spinning golden rectangle, dealing physical damage to all enemies, inflicts the physical effect on all enemies that will provoke them until the damage you receive reaches whatever percentage of max XP. As you level it up, it gets higher. So basically you're provoking all of your enemies with that one if you actually get that move off. If you don't get that move off, then that's fine, because he's already going to be helping you out with his passives. As we get into the passive, his bulky armor sacrifices agility for impervious defense, cannot evade enemy attacks, but your crit resistance rate increases to an amount that is equal to your evasion rate, obtained at 2 stars. So basically he won't be able to evade, but that evasion rate applies towards your critical resistance, which makes him that much more of a tank. Going to the passive 2, it's called Reflection. Enemies will learn to fear the sharpness that hides underneath the sturdiness. When you receive an attack that's less than 10% of your max HP, return 30% of the damage back to the attacker, and that's obtained at 4 stars. So basically, if you punch me, I'm going to hurt you, right? So that's how that works out. Now, if you go to the passive 3, this one is really awesome. The responsibility of preserving the myth itself using the ancient shield is immense. Inflicts the physical effect that causes provoke for 2 turns on enemies that are casting debuffs on you. So if anybody is attempting to cast a debuff on you, which is almost every Elune that's in the game, tries to debuff you in some way, shape, or form, then they will be provoked, and all they can use is their skill 1 against you. So that works on a lot of the Elunes that are actually attacking. So it reduces the damage received for enemies afflicted with provoke by 20%. So if anybody's provoked, you're taking even less damage. So he can be a really great tank for your team. I hope you guys found some of this at least entertaining or informative. And if you did, like, subscribe, and support the channel. And as always, I'll see you next time.